that when you sent me this book a couple of weeks ago to have a look at, when I just looked at it and knowing you as a conference speaker, it immediately occurred to me, oh, this is a business book. And I opened it up and it sort of looked like it was going to be a business book. It is a business book in that it certainly has elements and segments that very much are about business, relate to business, apply to business. But this isn't a business book. I said to you earlier today or yesterday that in my mind, this is more like a modern book of philosophy, but it's more than that. I don't want to in any way mislead people. I often see great movies or listen to really interesting music, and it's very hard to categorize a great movie, a great book, a great piece of art as to what it is. And it is hard to categorize exactly what it is. If somebody asks you, Mark Carter, what is this book? How can you describe what it is? Because it covers, there's history, there's philosophy, there's motivation, there's self-help, there's business. There are all of those things. It's very entertaining. What sort of book is it?
I'm glad you picked up on that, because it's really written for individuals. It's personal development. So I know I'm not getting out to see it in stores, but if you go to a Dimmicks, you'll find it in personal development, motivation and mindset, self-help, personal growth, those sectors. That's where the book lives. And it's funny, your description actually, Andrew, so Sandra Bologna, who actually, she was amazing in helping edit the book. Wiley were amazing helping, but Sandra especially, who was my dedicated editor, she really kept my voice in there. So it's funny, I've got friends that know me saying they can literally hear my voice reading when they're reading the book, right? But she described it well, and I love this, because when you're asking how would I describe it, I'm going to tell you how Sandra, the editor, described it. She says it's kind of like philosophy with really cool storytelling, and then it gives you practical ideas of how you can apply it all in your life. And that's in a nutshell. I think which was beautiful, because that's kind of the intent that lives behind it. Philosophical, grounded ideas. There's a lot of research that's gone into it, which hopefully comes through as well. Personal stories to kind of make it real and bring it to life. And then ideas, this is how you might be able to use this in your world, both personally or professionally.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is in it, and I guess these are all parts of your personality as well, there's a lot of movie references. There's pop culture. There is philosophy. There's a lot of history. Clearly you're into your history. There's ancient philosophy. There's modern philosophy. There's music. There's art. There's culture. There's philosophy. There's wisdom, ancient wisdom, modern wisdom. I actually just took a note the other day of just to give people an idea of how wide-ranging the references are. I don't want people to think this is a philosophy book. Here's just a few, and I don't even know who all of these philosophers are, but there are certainly some philosophers here. Mark name checks Empedocles, I don't know if I've got that right, Gordon Ramsay, Edward Sprenger, Harry Potter, Leonardo da Vinci, Fibonacci, the guy who had the Fibonacci numbers, Maya Angelou, Citizen Kane, and doesn't give any spoilers for those of you who have read the book. No spoilers for Citizen Kane. I don't reckon you can spoil a film that's been out for almost 100 years, but give spoiler alerts. Napoleon, Bill Gates, Bryce Courtney, Hamlet, Steve Jobs, Jerry Seinfeld, Warren Buffett, Mike Tyson, Luke Skywalker, Nemo from Finding Nemo, Gil Scott-Heron, who's this great poet, one of the founders of hip-hop music. And my favorite reference was somebody I've never heard of, and I can't even pronounce, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I'm going to ask you to who is this guy? He's got 20 letters in his name.
Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, one of the hardest names to pronounce on the planet, the founder of flow theory. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, when you see the name. Can I just say, Andrew, it's really interesting for me listening to you read off that list, because I know that's all in there. But as you read it, I go, geez, how the hell did I actually fuse them all together to make it work? Right?
Yeah, that was the point that I was getting to. You've taken all of these supposedly disparate figures, real, fictional, non-fictional business, and you've brought them together. And I'm sort of trying to work out how you can explain to people how those people all fit together. They do. They really do all fit together.
Well, they do. I think it's the references, right? It's back to what you said. It's the storytelling that brings that to life, that fuses them all together, and they fit in. Ultimately, they fit into the 5 fundamental elements that we keep driving hard throughout the whole model in the book.